come to you this week, give you another update about what's going on with us, just to share with you what's going on in our lives, etc. Now, this video is going to be a little bit long, and I'm sorry for that, but I want you to understand that this week there's going to be stuff in the video that's not even on the blog because I'm too lazy to type as much as I would have had to type to be able to share with you all the stuff going on. I'm going to try and do this on Friday night, which is when I'm recording this. Go ahead and edit it and start uploading it since it takes so long to upload. And that way y'all can know what's going on with us. Tomorrow we leave for a meeting up in Virginia. It's going to be about a 7.5 hour drive to where we're going. So we'll be going up there probably while you're watching this. So if you're watching this, just pray for us to have safe travels. Going there, spending the night on Saturday night, and on Sunday morning we will be preaching, and then Sunday afternoon heading back home and going to a church probably around North Carolina on Sunday evening. But just wanted to share with you on the blog this week a couple of things, what a missionary does. And if you looked at it, for example, last Sunday we left at 6:30 a.m., came back around midnight or right after midnight. I have a picture on there to where you can see what you have, basically a mobile office set up in the car, so you can, that's just, you know, the kind of stuff you have to do while you're on the road because you spend a lot of time on the road. And so that's, you just get an idea basically there. Another very interesting thing that's happened this week is we started homeschool. We finally were able to figure out a way to get the money for the homeschooling materials that are necessary. As missionaries, they won't rent them to you, they sell them to you, but because you're going internationally, I guess. So anyway, we bought those videos and everything else, and so have the kids started homeschool this week. Now what's interesting is this: our kids went to school already, but they went in Spanish. And one of the funny things that happens is they speak perfect Spanish, they speak perfect English, well, almost, but you know, they have no problem with either language. But what's funny is when they come to the schooling in English, since they've always done it in Spanish. For example, in Spanish, the way to say the letter I is la letra I. So when you say I in Spanish, it's E. So when you're talking to the kids and they're saying, "Mama, how do you spell this?" She says, "Well, it's to see, S-E-E." And they go, "Which E?" And so they had to do that. And Andrea, her answer to them is this: the only E that there is in English. And so they're trying to learn these things. Also, the sounds of the words are a lot different. They're trying to learn to read, and both my kids can read in Spanish without a problem, but trying to read in English is a lot different. They don't understand that as an apple versus which is what it says in Spanish. So Jacob doesn't understand capitalizing the letter I in the middle of a sentence. He's like, "Mama, you don't do a capital in the middle of a sentence unless it's a place or a person." And he said, he says that doesn't make sense. And so he's trying to learn how to do all the English stuff and get caught up with all that and getting to do their schoolwork. So be praying for them as they're trying to adjust not only into schooling, but into schooling in a whole different language and a whole different context, doing videos versus having teachers, etc. And what's funny is in Peru, when you write a capital, they make you write it with a red pencil and the rest with a regular pencil, so you learn where your capitals go. And so they're always asking, "Mom, can I have my red pencil?" And she's like, "No, we don't do that in English." And so the other funny things, for example, the H in Spanish is silent. So when they're trying to read the word have, they go abe, because it's A-V-E, because the H didn't make a sound. So in Spanish, everything they can spell and read in Spanish. Andrea told Jacob to spell the word people, and his way to spell people was P-I-P-O, because that's the way it would be in Spanish. So if it were Spanish, it'd be good. We found out it's a lot of work for Andrea, especially. She's been doing really well with them. We're very thankful for how much work she's put into it and doing a really good job with them. But trying to get on the program of how to do the homeschooling stuff. So be praying for her this week, etc. This week we had a chance to spend some time with some of our friends. The Way family, went out to eat with them, had a good time with them. And something interesting that happened this week that I figure you guys would want to know is that they have asked us, the craniofacial team of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, have asked us to do a TV spot for them, explaining how we relocated to try and have our baby operated on, etc. So they've asked us to do that. And so that's pretty exciting. Going to get to be a part of just telling people about how they've helped us out so far, and excited about that opportunity there. Then a couple of crazy things that didn't want to type about. Here they are. Number one, be praying for Jacob. I'll get a photo up to show you, but we thought he broke his nose about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, playing on the skateboard. Well, the doctor said, if you can touch it, he's fine. When he broke it, I told Andrea, I said, Andrea, pass him the phone. Andrea passed the phone to Jacob. I said, Jacob, this is going to hurt you, and I want you to understand that, but you got to be tough. You know, I want tough boys. I don't want those. I want a boy that's tough. I want him to be a man. And so I told him, I said, buddy, just so you know, it's going to hurt you. I said, but you're going to tell Mama how bad it hurts you. So she touched his nose. He was okay. Called the doctor. Doctor says, if you can touch his nose, don't worry about it. Well, he went up for his checkup, and they checked, and he's got a 60% blockage because the adenoids in the back, and also because he has a deviated septum. So we're not sure what all we're going to have to do with that. The doctor says you may have a blood clot in his head as well. It looks pretty bad. 60% blockage so far. They actually have done a CAT scan on him. They told him it was a donut, that he had to go to a donut. And Jacob looks at my wife and he says, Mom, they're just telling me that so I'm not afraid, but I'm okay. So anyway, they took care of him. We're still waiting on reports as to what that is. So just be praying for all of that. Also, Joshua, we went to the ear, nose, and throat technician, or the doctors, and they did a test on him. And his right ear, he failed the hearing test. And that's because he has fluid in his ear. Now, if you have a cleft palate, from what I understand, the tubes inside your ear normally are pointed down like this. And so if you get fluid in it, it flows out without a problem. Well, a baby that has a palate, they're basically up like this. So what happens is the fluid never comes out. And so because of that, they're going to have to put tubes in the ears. And hopefully that'll, it'll get all better as that happens. But that means that he's probably going to get operated on here fairly soon for that, to get the tubes placed in his ears. So anyway, just want to let you guys know what's going on. Keep up to date with us. Keep following us. We really appreciate you guys doing that. And we'd love to hear from you. If you have any homeschooling advice, give it to us. Y'all have already had quite a few people helping us out with that. And hey, if you want, give us a call. We'd love to go by your church and share what God's doing in Peru, and how he's blessing there, and how the ministry is being used there in Peru. So give us a call at this number, or if not, email us, and we would love to stay in touch with you that way. God bless you, and thank you for staying up to date with us this week.